What's the most adult thing you've ever seen a child do? 1. It's not uncommon to have kids perform as a translator when with parents, who don't speak much English, come into our clinic. One young boy stuck out, because he was so earnest. He was about 6 or 7, translating medical information as best he could. He was learning as he went, asking very good questions so he could understand and relay the information well to his mother. I was so impressed with his politeness and patience, as well as his intelligence. After they left, he ran back in just to say, "I forgot to say thank you for your help." That is a kid I would hire in a heartbeat down the road. 2. My niece's mom is an absolute piece of crap. My niece is 8 and her mom has been in and out the entire time. My niece hasn't seen her in over a year. She constantly looks forward to next time she will see her even though her mom disappoints her every single time. So this past Mother's Day, instead of being depressed about not seeing her mom, she and her friend, who I think also has mom issues, decided that each month they would pick a woman in their life to look up to. My niece has a ton of women in her life and it was just really amazing to see her begin to accept that she will never have a genuine relationship with her mother. She's always been way too intelligent for her age. 3. I work as a waitress near the beach, and I always get sunburn at the start of the season when I forget my sunscreen or something like it in the chaos of the shifts. This little girl comes up to me to tell me, "Miss, you are burning and you need to put on sunscreen," and handed me her 50 SPF kids sunscreen. I don't know if her parents maybe said something to each other about me or she was just really bright and caring. 4. I saw a kid, maybe 5, walk into the grocery store saying in total seriousness, "Okay, so the deal is we're just going to grab what we need and leave, right? Because I don't want to be here longer than I have to." His parents replied, "Yes, that's right." And he was like, "Okay, good, because I didn't want to come shopping in the first place." That child had the soul of a grumpy old man and I loved it. 5. I was roommates with my cousin when she was pregnant with her twins and just after they were born. When they were about 2 I moved to another state and rarely saw them. When they came to my wedding 4 years ago I hadn't seen either of them in 5 years and they were about 8 or 9. Context is important because while I was there for some important parts of their life, we weren't close. Just as the wedding march is going to start I was sitting in the back on the stairs waiting for the prompt and everyone had taken their seats except, let's call her, M. M is one of the prettiest little girls you've ever seen, first of all, and she has this absolutely Disney princess kind of temperament. She is just sweet and soft-spoken and polite almost to the point of weird, but it's absolutely endearing. Anyways, for whatever reason she was the only person not seated and she was back there with me on the stairs. She then says, "Wow. So, it's your wedding." I'm like, "Yeah, it sure is." She says, "Are you nervous?" I was a little taken aback that not only did she even know what that meant, but that she had the presence of mind to actually give a damn. Most kids don't really think about other people's feelings very much, let alone something so abstract. So I told her, "A little bit." She then put her little hand on my shoulder, like she was an old wise woman, and said, "Just breathe." Then she took a deep breath and said, "You're going to do great. You look beautiful." And then got up and ran out of the room. It almost felt like I dreamed the interaction, it was so bizarre. 6. My little nephew and niece were having a serious discussion about what should be done about the baby this morning. My nephew wanted my niece to put the baby in her bed so that it could continue sleeping there. My niece argued instead that the baby was better off on the couch where both parents could keep an eye on it. The baby was me. I crashed on the couch and they came downstairs very early in the morning and I guess they started playing pretend that I was their baby. They then tried to cram ice cream down my throat as I pretended to sleep because I've been a good baby. 7. When I was 4 years old, I started going into anaphylactic shock from eating something I was allergic to. We were walking outside, but I was drooling and spitting and slowing down. My dad was with us at the time, but he's never taken my allergies seriously and continued walking, didn't even notice I was lagging behind. My brother, 8 years old at the time, was the one who noticed. He convinced my dad, yes, he had to convince him, to get us back to grab the EpiPen, which my dad purposefully left behind to prove a point to my mom. An 8-year-old kid looked out for me better than a full-grown adult could. 8. Developed a savings plan at 16 to buy a house when he turned 18. Dude worked at McDonald's at the time, but was way more mature than all of the adults that worked there.